Good morning, everybody. Chester ARP Church Devotional Podcast. Blessing to be with you. Thanks for being here. We'll get started in just a sec. All right. Well, thank you so much. Romans chapter 16 is where we are this morning. Romans chapter 16, Paul concludes his letter to the church in Rome with a chapter, basically personal greetings and final instructions. And so we're going to pick this up here in verse 1 of chapter 16, Paul's personal greetings to the church in Rome as he brings this letter to a conclusion. I commend to you our sister Phoebe, a servant of the church at Cenchrea, that you may welcome her in the Lord in a way worthy of the saints, and help her in whatever she may need from you, for she has been a patron of many and of myself as well. Greet Prisca and Aquila, my fellow workers in Christ Jesus, who risked their neck for my life, to whom not only I give thanks, but to all the churches of the Gentiles give thanks as well. Greet also the church in their house. Greet my beloved Epaenetus, who was the first convert to Christ in Asia. Greet Mary, who has worked hard for you. Greet Andronicus and Junia, my kinsmen, my fellow prisoners. They are well known to the apostles, and they were in Christ before me. Greet Ampliatus, my beloved in the Lord. Greet Urbanus, our fellow worker in Christ, and my beloved Stachys. Greet Apelles, and who is approved in Christ. Greet those who belong to the family of Aristobulus. Greet my kinsman Herodian. Greet those in the Lord who belong to the family of Narcissus. Greet those workers in the Lord, Tryphenia and Tryphosa. Greet the beloved Persis, and who has worked hard in the Lord. Greet Rufus, chosen in the Lord, also his mother, and who has been a mother to me as well. Greet Asyncritus and Philegon, Hermes, Petrobus, Hermas, and the brothers who are with them. Greet Philologus, Julia, Nereus, and his sister, and Olympus, and all the saints who are with them. Greet one another with a holy kiss. All the churches of Christ greet you. Whew, that was a tough section. This is Paul giving final greetings to the church in Rome. These are people that he personally knew. Now, Paul has never been to Rome, but these people that he is specifically asking the congregation to greet are those with whom he has worked or those with whom he has built a relationship through his life and ministry. So Paul wasn't unknown to the church in Rome, and the church in Rome wasn't completely unknown to Paul. Now, he had never been to Rome to visit the congregation there, but he had seen and worked with all of these people who were specifically mentioned here. Why are all these people in Rome? Well, all roads lead to Rome, right? We know that old adage from ancient history, all roads lead to Rome. And so everybody's going to Rome. It's the metropolitan city. It's the capital of the empire. People are moving and going to Rome for various reasons. They may be from other parts of the empire. They may be from other different particular provinces, but yet they are making their way to Rome, and so there's an interaction. It kind of gives us a glimpse as to how the church was formed in Rome. Christians coming from different parts of the Roman Empire to Rome, connecting with other Christians, building the church there, and then going out and sharing the good news of Christ, inviting other people to explore what it means to be a follower of Jesus, what it means to be a part of a church. They find what we would say today is community within the body of believers. They're exploring Christianity. They're studying about Jesus together. They're talking about Jesus with other people. People are seeing how this little band of Christians have bound together and are supporting one another and are united from different parts of the empire with different accents and different cultures and different heritage and different backgrounds, and yet still coming together to be unified in Jesus. And so people who are paying attention, observing what's happening, are interested, and so they're asking difficult questions. They're asking good questions. They're asking questions that the church there is willing to answer. And so we start to catch a glimpse on how this church is formed and how it grows. And I believe, as with the case with so much of the so much of the New Testament church and the way in which the book of Acts plays out, and of course we see here at the end of the book of the Romans, that this is normative for the way in which a church is supposed to a way in which a church is supposed to interact with each other and the way in which the church is to go about its business. And so I think that that's just organically how this church is growing and maturing and developing throughout time. And I think it's certainly true of how the church works today. We all have friends and relatives. This is perhaps one of the places where the Apostle Paul's writing is so powerful and so applicable and so identifiable, because he's simply saying, I've got these friends in different locations. I want to talk to these people. I want you to greet them. We all do the same kinds of things. We also see in this how the church is supposed to grow. We should all be involved in the ministry of the gospel and the spreading of the good news and connecting to other people. When we move locations, we find a new church we get involved with, we connect to people. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, and we go out and we should see the church growing organically as we minister the gospel to one another. And so just be encouraged by that. Understand this is how the gospel works. This is how the church grows, and we see the reality of Paul's personal side here, which I think is very helpful. You guys have a great day. God bless you. And I apologize for that interruption of that phone call, but we got it stopped. You guys take care. I'll see you tomorrow.